What is going on, guys? It is time for another episode of the Chasing Waypoints podcast. And we are back. It is Monday morning. Trying out the new schedule. I just realized I have it on Instagram, still showing us 10 a.m. on Sundays. I mean, Sunday morning coffee. Speaking of which, on a complete different side note, I finally purchased my own way of making cold brew coffee. Really quite simple, but I think I may have overdone it. Super caffeinated this morning. Figured I'd get a little bit of the energy out. We got a lot coming on today. A lot going on today, actually. We're going to try something a little bit different today. This is actually the intro episode. I got roughly about 3 hours away or so. We're going to be talking to Giovanni Spinelli of Hero Racing. Talking a little bit about what he has been up to, him and the team have been up to, and including the fundraiser for Clayton Roberts. That went off pretty awesome. A couple of weeks ago now, watching the video as everybody was leaving the ranch, and it was just people leaving and leaving and leaving and leaving and leaving. Okay, we'll throw one more in there, and leaving some more, but that was really, really awesome to see the community get together and help support. So we're anxious to hear from Giovanni here in a little while. We'll be posting that as soon as it's up, so you're going to want to check back later today to tune into that episode and hear what has been going on there. Turn down the party a little bit. Actually, you know what? All right, here we go. We got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the track. We are going to go ahead and finish up the intro. This will be super quick. In the garage yesterday, working on the Project 501, installing some flex bars with the anti-vibration inserts. So Project 501, the goal right now, obviously just start riding the bike more. Got the rear suspension spring installed, got some stuff going on. I did notice it was sprung a little bit late for me this past SoCal rally. So I'm like, all right, well, we're going to change the spring out. So got a spring in there that's more suited to my weight. And then got the flex bars in just a couple of days ago. And finally got a chance to get into the garage and get those installed. So for those of you that are not familiar and playing the home game and have never heard of flex bars, because actually a couple of the guys at the shop had never seen such a contraption, I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to check them out. But basically, it is a handlebar with built-in pivots that has elastomers that you can tune. So not only can you choose the different type of elastomer that is a different density or a different hardness, but you can also preload them to a certain extent. So you can actually tighten them up and take up some of that, or you can loosen them up and release some of that tension and keep them as light as possible. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. In my mind, the best way to approach it is get that suspension dialed in on the hardest setting on the fast company bars, the flex bars, and then from there, soften it up, get it down to where you want, to where the bike is nice and comfortable, and then you've just got this plush ride going on. And so every time you hit, you can actually have they actually have compression and a rebound adjust. So you can set it up so when you come down and hit something, it absorbs and it flexes a little bit easier. You can change that characteristic. And then when the bike pulls away from you, you can also change, or like when you go to pull up on the bike, which with proper form, you shouldn't really having to be pulling very hard. But, you know, for us rookies, it also allows you to not pull your shoulder out of the socket and actually flexes on the way up. And there's two separate functions to that, so you can actually adjust them. So it's a really, really neat setup. Flex bars have been around for a very long time now. A lot of guys using them. They're very popular. You've probably, if you've never seen one, you've probably been within arm's reach of a bike that had them and didn't even notice it. So very awesome thing. I'm absolutely excited to get those installed. And then hopefully we get a little bit of time today in between the interviews and we'll talk, and I'll be working in the garage and installing a set on the 2024 BMW 900 GS. So reviews coming up on that one as well. Stay tuned for that episode. That episode is going to be coming up soon as well, where I'm going to do and just basically talk now that I've got the 790 back in from its rental, and then I've got the 900. I could literally ride them back to back. I want to try that this time around and just kind of see, you know, some of the major differences, but I can already tell you that the BMW obviously is going to have better road manners than the 790. 890. I'll just say, okay, well, maybe I don't have the horsepower of the 890, but I'm not really sure how much more they refined on controls. I know that the display is a little bit different, but overall, the bike is the same, just like the F900. The F900, really the only thing that it got was the adjustable suspension, front and rear. Specifically more the front. The rear had some adjustment before, but now the front, you've got adjustable preload and you have compression and rebound adjust, which is awesome. This was the bike we were asking for back when I got my first gen F850 GS, and after having the F800 GS Adventure from BMW. So I'm excited to compare the two and really get down into that part of it, but I can already tell you there's a few refinements on the BMW that have made it more off-road capable and have closed that gap. So we'll talk a little bit about which bike is for who, or at least in my opinion, which bike is for who and what is going to be happening there. You know, that may help you make your decision going forward if you're looking at getting into an adventure bike. Also going to spend some time today on CAD and going to be doing some of the design work. I'm trying to get the bike set up right out of the gate, flex bars, hand guards. I already got the tires picked out. That I'm going to be doing. We're going with the Adventure mullet. We'll talk a little bit about that in the episode. But we're going to be doing also a setup to be able to hold, because really awesome is BMW already comes, if you get the nav prep on it, it already comes with the crossbar. It comes with the crossbar stock, which, you know, awesome. They didn't used to. Now they have the crossbar, 12 millimeter crossbar, but they also have another version when you get the navigation prep that actually reinforces that a little bit more. So going to design something to fit there. I want to be able to hold a rally comp and also want to be able to hold a small Android device to be able to put up some road books on it and be able to do some adventure raid type stuff. So that is coming soon. That is hopefully by the end of the day, I've got the design at least rough drafted, maybe even the first one printed up, and we'll see how it goes from there. So anyway, I'm excited. I don't know if you guys saw, we got a post and a shout out from Gamber Johnson in talking to their team, and they had no idea that there was an application out in the desert for their cradle for the Galaxy Tab Active 3. So stoked on that one. If you guys didn't catch the super 50,000 foot on that one, Gamber Johnson makes a tablet mount for the Galaxy Tab Active 3 and variations thereof. I believe there's a few different ones that'll fit in that cradle, but if you guys are out there and already are getting into the digital roadbook thing and you picked up one of those and you're struggling with the charging on it, which a lot of people were at SoCal Rally, the Gamber Johnson setup has got it basically has got what you need. It's got a higher powered charging system on it, so I was able to run both Gaia and Piste roadbook. Screen on full brightness, both programs running, no problem all day long, 100% battery all day long. Every time I looked at it, the only time it wasn't 100% is when I was at the gas station or we were stopped, enjoying the view. So it's an awesome product. I'm happy. I'm like, full disclosure, they sent me a hoodie, but I guess that's in exchange for some photos and that. So I don't know if that you call that a paid advertisement or whatever it is. I don't know. I didn't make any money from it. I actually had to break out the wallet to get that mount. But that was after looking for a bunch of different mounts and trying to figure it out. And really, the power thing was by accident, because really all I was looking for was a mount that was absolutely like thin as possible, that wasn't going to add to the height, because my goal was to try and get this rally light setup as low to the handlebars as absolutely possible. And well, mission accomplished. So anyway, that is what I got on that one. Quick episode here. Don't forget, stay tuned. We're going to have it a little bit later today. You'll probably hear it around lunchtime. So if you're on your lunch break, you'll be able to tune into that one. But we're going to be talking with none other than Giovanni Spinelli from Hero Racing, talking a little bit about the Clayton Roberts fundraising and events that have been going on around that. So absolutely excited to hear it. Remember, it'll make sense when you get there. Enjoy the ride.